Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode.
This week's free episode.
Yeah.
You can check out the bonus episode over at patreon.com/The Froe Show.
Yeah, heaps of additional content over there, so check it out.
Go watch it.
Yeah.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Froe Show. My name is Froe. I'm joined, as always, by my beautiful co-host, Joe Murray.
Hello, Froe.
Hello, Joe.
How are you going?
I good.
You good?
I hear. I kind of do wish I'd grabbed that Red Bull, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that unnamed energy drink.
Good one.
With the logo facing in.
Yes.
Because that's safe.
That is.
I'm just gonna disclaimer, we are pre-recording this episode by quite a bit.
Yes.
This is the episode for not next Monday, not the Monday after, but the Monday after that. So 2.5
Have we
weeks
got
in
two
advance?
in the bag?
Oh no, this is sorry.
Yeah.
This is the second in the bag. So not this Monday, but the Monday after.
Yeah.
So we're taking 2 weeks.
2 weeks
between.
off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going away and I need time to catch up on my videos. So it's like,
Yeah.
works out pretty well.
Yeah.
So yeah, just disclaimer,
Mm-hmm.
this episode is 2 weeks old.
Yes.
Cool. Just so that I put that out there. I put out a video this week.
This week? 2 weeks ago?
No. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I put a video out on the 11th of January.
There we go.
12th of January. 11th of January, just because it was like 11:30 p.m.
Oh.
I put out a video. It's like half rant,
Yeah.
half video.
Right.
Because I was getting really sick, and I'm not sure what it's like with the sound space on YouTube, but I have a really big problem with all of these channels being like, your gear doesn't matter.
You're right.
You can make beautiful stuff with the gear that you have.
Yep.
And I kind of just had enough and was a little bit sick of it. So I made a video called, and I can read it. It's called "Gear Does Matter. Why Gear Doesn't Matter is a Stupid Argument."
Care to rant a little?
Well, I wanted to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think gear matters, or do you think it doesn't matter?
There's only so far you can get with, cheap gear.
Yeah.
Even if you're, the best in the world, it's never going to look as good as it does with expensive gear. So
Yeah.
it does to a certain extent. Yeah, that's my.
What about for sound?
It's similar for sound. It's like you can do so much in post or whatever, and you can be really good, but until you spend a little bit more money on a better plug-in or just better microphone or a better preamp, it's those things make it sound better as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, similar thing. You can't. It's the same, really.
Yeah. This is why I asked if you'd seen the video or not, because I made a couple points that I was really proud of, actually.
Yeah.
Within my rant. But my main thing, right, was that there's two different outlooks. Because on the one hand, gear doesn't matter, but on the other, it totally does.
Yes.
And I came at it from the aspect of like, if this is a hobby, or if this is a just for fun thing, or if this is just a creative outlet, etc., etc. If this is not your job, then gear doesn't matter, because you're gonna have just as much creativity with your phone or a cheap DSLR as you are with like a $8,000 RED camera, or like a $55,000 ARRI Alexa Mini.
Yes.
The gear is not gonna make a difference if you don't have the inherent creativity. But, and this is where my problem comes, is that all of these content creators spread this message of gear doesn't matter, but then you get into the professional space, the professional creative space, where gear absolutely matters.
Yeah.
Because someone is going to choose someone else's product over yours if theirs is better. And it's completely arbitrary things. Like if someone can say, "Oh, I shot in 4K."
Yeah.
People don't know what that means. You can have a 1080p video that looks much better than a 4K video, but people go, "Oh, 4K, that's higher resolution, that's better."
I know 4K sounds cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So gear totally does matter if you're doing bidding wars with clients and if you're if you're making money as a creative.
Yeah.
And I think it's so easy to say that gear doesn't matter when you have all the gear that you want.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the point that I was making. Like, all of these creators are like, gear doesn't matter, but then they're coming at it from the point of like they have all the gear that they want.
Mm.
The only video that I really agree with was Casey Neistat's,
Yeah.
and his was like, "Yep, this is the form of content I do, and I don't need more gear than what I currently have."
Right.
Which is where I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, what do you think in that regard?
Yeah, I like how you said with the, you know, if it's just a hobby or whatever, then it doesn't matter as much because you can be just as creative
Yeah.
with, you know, cheaper stuff or, you know, not as high quality. But yeah, once you step into that professional space, there's only so much you can do with, you know, lower level gear, I think. And that's what I've learned from experience is that, yes, yes, you can make expensive gear sound bad, but it's really difficult sometimes to make really cheap gear sound good. And then there are those occasions where you get like, when you get, you know, pop songs absolutely go off and they've just like, yeah, I recorded this in my room with an NT1A and, you know, $150 or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but, you know, that's 1 in a million.
Yeah.
So, and their production quality is probably through the roof. And they've likely spent a lot of money on mixing and mastering, if not, you know, one or the other. So, money's gone into it somewhere. So,
Yeah, if not the gear, then the post-processing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
and still you got to buy all your plugins and things like that. And yeah, there are plugins. Some plugins sound better than others. Yeah, that's a whole nother world. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And that was kind of the point that I was making. Exactly that. Like, yes, you can make great stuff with cheap gear, but good gear is going to make it easier.
yes,
And it's going to make it easier for you to pump out content. It's going to make
Yeah.
it easier for you to justify your cost to a client because you can say, yeah, I shoot in 4K on a $4,000 camera or an
Yeah.
$8,000 camera or whatever.
Yeah.
You can give them the exact numbers rather than being like, I shoot on a Canon 550D, but I'm going to charge you $4,000.
yeah.
It's like, oh,
So,
okay. I just looked up that camera. Well, it can only shoot in 1080. Like, what's the
Yeah.
go? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get stuff like that a lot, I think, is the issue. Yeah, I've gotten a good response on that video, which is nice.
Yeah.
So a lot of creative people agree with me from what I can see, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to, like, drop that in there
Mm.
for the start of the episode because, A, makes for a really good title.
It does.
And B, I was interested on what your thoughts are because I know a lot of people have differing opinions on whether gear matters or not in terms of creativity for work.
Yeah, but then I still think that you really need to look into, you know, mastering your skills
Yes.
before looking at new
Yeah.
gear.
You can't fix a bad product with more gear.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Exactly.
100%. Yeah, and that was
and
that
that-
was
that's-
yeah, like, yeah.
Well, that's probably the thing that those, you know, big creators are getting at.
Oh yeah, exactly. That is what they're getting at.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. And that was kind of my final point as well was like only upgrade once you've reached the limits of the gear that you currently have. So if you're reaching the point where you're like, oh, like I'm trying to push this in X direction, but it's not giving me that latitude that I need.
yeah.
How can I fix that? And
Yeah.
then sometimes the answer is, oh, I just don't have the dynamic range, or I don't know what it would be for sound. Like this mic's too noisy or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, pretty much.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah.
I assume there's also like a dynamic range.
There is, like, cheaper mics don't have as large a dynamic range.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
or frequency range.
Yeah.
Whatever. But just like more expensive mics sound better. It's just better hardware.
Yeah, and you get that thing of like that intangible aspect,
Mm.
which I think you have with a lot of RE cameras as well, where it's like, why does that just look incredible?
Yeah.
Like it's a simple, like it could just be a tripod shot.
Yeah.
So
But it immediately looks
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And then you can go so much further in post, I think.
Yeah,
Because there's only so far you can push, you know, like a 1080p shot with a Blackmagic. What is it? Pocket Cinema Camera 4K.
yeah,
Yes. But But then you get an RE Alexa, and it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the range that we have with this camera is nothing compared to what we could do with like a professional camera. yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, well, it is a professional camera, but like a Red or an Ari.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's kind of the final conclusion, I guess, is
Mm.
you got to weigh up your pros and cons.
Yeah.
Is the final thing. Speaking of, I'm going to segue.
Yeah.
Speaking of sound and cheap sound and stuff,
Mm.
I I don't know how much YouTube you actually watch,
Mm.
but have you ever seen a Raycon ad?
Don't think so.
Like the headphones, Raycons?
Are they? They're not like the bone conduction ones or whatever.
No, they're like little earbuds and heaps and heaps of. This is like probably end of 2019, early 2020.
Oh no.
They were getting like heaps of creators were being sponsored by Raycon.
Right.
And it was by this guy Ray J, who's a rapper, I think.
Mm.
And his goal was just like, yep, get all of these influencers, give them the Raycons, and get them to talk about it on their channels. And it worked, and heaps of people bought them.
Wow.
And I got to grab my phone because I want to show you.
Mm.
Because I watched a video the other day about the sound of
Oh yeah.
the Raycons, and they did like frequency tests.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Mm.
Yeah. Let me find it real quick. Feel for me.
Phil.
Yeah.
I'm interested to like what you mean by frequency tests. Like, did they test how loud each frequency was, or like how big the frequency spectrum was that it reached?
No, it was like I don't have the
That's all right.
I don't have the audio knowledge to describe it. I'm trying really hard to find it though.
You can do it. I believe.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Here. Okay. So, this guy bought Raycons, obviously,
Mm.
and he did a sound comparison. It was like so you compared them to like the Sennheiser MM, whatever they're called, the really good ones that have like the open back.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
They are nice headphones.
Yeah. And so it was just like, it just showed a chart of what the frequency. I'll link this video in the description.
Mm.
But like, he was talking about the frequency and how.
Oh, yeah. I see that.
Yeah, it was the amplitude. Is how they mixed it in the headphones. So it was the amplitude over the frequency. So that's the graph. So that's the graph for the Sennheisers.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's pretty neutral, basically, is kind of the gist of it, which is what makes them good studio headphones.
Yeah.
And it only drops off on the really, really low end that you can't really hear anyway.
Oh yeah, you don't get a proper well you can't hear those frequencies in headphones properly.
Yeah.
Because they're like this long.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so those are the Sennheisers. And he showed them as like, this is what a rather neutral headphone looks like. And then he showed a picture of Beats by Dr. Dre.
Oh, the huge bass boost.
Yeah, so these are the Beats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like no top end.
yeah. So those are Beats, which are marketed as bass-heavy headphones.
Yeah.
And obviously not studio headphones. And so obviously a much higher bass, and then they kind of like scoop the instruments a little bit, and then it
Yeah.
goes just like drops down in like the top
Yeah.
end because they're like,
And it cuts out heaps of like
Yeah.
what, 8K or something? 6.
And then I'm waiting for a close up. There we go.
Oh no.
And then these are the Raycons.
Whoa! Holy moly. What the heck? That is huge.
They just pumped up all of the low end, scooped out all of the mid, and then the top's kind of just like there.
Whoa. Scooped up, yeah, all the low mids, right to the end. Just a high shelf. A low shelf, just the whole way. Like, that's huge. And then, what is it? The middle's kind of fine. And then from about 10K upwards, it's just
Gone.
yeah, massive. That is insane.
I thought that you would enjoy that.
I wonder what they sound like.
Apparently, they literally just sound like.
Yeah, they would.
Is like the general gist that I got from the video.
Wow.
I thought you'd enjoy that a lot though, because
Wonder
like
how much money he made from that.
heaps,
Yeah?
heaps, yeah. It's so funny because as you see the Sennheisers and you're like, yeah, all right, that's a fair,
Yeah.
that's fair, and then you see the beats and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
the ray guns coming and it's like 4 or 5 times as much as everything else. Like literally, there is no mixing. They've just gone. Foop,
Yeah. It's just.
shoop.
I don't get that. That's so
Yeah,
weird.
well, because they were marketed as like bass headphones. That was their whole marketing thing, which is why people bought them so that they could put them in and then just go.
but they're earbuds.
Yeah,
I don't. What?
and apparently, obviously they're not great headphones.
No.
They
They
don't have
don't look like they're good headphones.
No, they don't have great sound quality.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really funny.
Mm.
Just to see exactly like what
What was going on?
it's a really good way to see what it sounds like without, because obviously you can't listen to it in the video. I'm trying to find this website. Hold on.
Well, see, they do all that with microphones and stuff.
Yeah.
Like everything has them.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
What is this website? I wanna compare headphones now.
We should do a headphone comparison episode.
It's called Artings.
Artings.
Artings. Like the letter artings.com.
Actually, maybe for a video, I should compare your headphones to mine
That'd be a good video.
for studio headphones.
Okay. How do I... Okay. What are your headphones?
They're the Audio AT-MX50. M50X. Something like that. I think M50X is what they are.
X.
Quite nice. I kind of wish I got the... Is this Sennheiser? Yeah. Yeah, I wish I got those ones with the closed back.
Right.
But, yeah. One day I will.
Okay, I saw the graph and then everything loaded on top of it. So I'm trying really hard to find this again. Apparently they have good breathability.
The headphones.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not a great website. What should I be looking at? Frequency? Sound profile. That's what I want.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Is this their website?
Yeah. Oh. Wait. Why did the graph go away? Why did the graph go away? I clicked the graph and then the graph left.
It's like, no.
Oh, there we go. Okay. And then mine are Audio Technica.
Bluetooth boys.
Yeah, what are they called though? Is my question. Does it have it written on it? Surely. The ATH ANC 500B.
Whoa.
I
No,
know.
that seems like a serial number.
No, that is the name.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not even an option to click on. Wait, can I compare them to Raycons? That's your headphones compared to Raycons.
Whoa. That's insane. Mine aren't even that flat at all.
No, yours isn't as neutral as I thought it would be.
No, I knew that they were a little tiny bit bass boosted, like 1 or 2 dB.
5.
No, that's amplitude. That's different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bass. Your high bass is 95. I'll just let you look at the graph because I don't know what I'm doing.
This is mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
small
without a
bass
comparison.
boost. And then I cut the high end for some reason. Like it dips around 6K. Yes.
Yes, words and stuff.
Words and stuff?
Words and stuff. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know why it does that though. Whether that is quite an annoying spot. like frequency range, 4 to 8K.
Yep.
It's annoying.
Okay.
I trust you.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Although when mastering, if you chuck in a little extra 8K, it just adds a little shimmer. I've come to I've come to realize that when mixing, I love a lot of high end. It's weird, but I love it.
It's a little shimmer.
It does. It's like a little sparkle. And you don't notice it. It's also funny when you're mastering, you change something like 1 or 2 TB. 1
or 2 dB.
Thank you.
Yep. I got you. I don't know what I'm saying, but I got you.
And you can't hear it change, but then once you take it off, it's like, no, that sounds bad now. I need it back. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I get that. I definitely
you get that with photos.
Yeah,
yeah,
I've definitely had things like that where I'm like, that didn't change anything, and then I put it back. I'm like,
I don't like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do it a lot with clarity. Like sometimes in my photos, I'll make them a little bit less clear to give them some haze, like just to give it like a little bit of like a kind of effect.
Like a what? Can you do that again?
I'll do it towards the camera, like a. Yeah, and then it doesn't look any different, and then you take it off, and you're like, it's so sharp.
Oh, right.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of photography, though, I put out a photography challenge today on my Twitter. Actually, it's 3 weeks ago. Go to my Twitter and search photography challenge.
I think I'm going to do it. I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You going to do it?
I think I will.
When do you want to start?
Might start next week.
Yeah?
Like Monday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm down.
Sweet.
All right, easy. But it's a 30-day photography challenge, and I'm pretty proud of it. It's gonna be fun.
I like it.
There's some cool stuff in there. I tried to make it like a nice mix of like physical stuff and conceptual stuff. My phone doesn't recognize my face.
So you had to screw it up and look at it?
No, so I had to put in my password.
Oh.
So there's things in there like take a photo with the color green, or take a photo of your nearest body of water. But then there's also stuff in there of like take a photo in an ugly location, or take a photo using a technique you've always been scared to try, or take a photo that reminds you of your favorite song.
That's cool.
So yeah,
very cool.
Very like conceptual and fun. And I was pretty happy with all the stuff that I came up with, because I was sitting there like trying to think of stuff to take photos of. Yeah, it should be fun. But yeah, go to my Twitter. I was gonna say I'll pin it, but I can't.
Plug it.
Huh? What?
Plug. What's your Twitter?
Oh, my Twitter is @thefrankmenken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
You go to my Twitter. Why's that?
What's your Twitter? Yeah, just look up Frank Menken on Twitter and it'll show up. Anyway, I don't know how to segue into the next one because it's you.
Why don't you segue down to the Twitter?
Oh, true.
From Twitter to Twitter.
That's a good segue.
You did so well with the last one.
I did. Well, and I was still in order.
Yeah, true. Okay.
I love Twitter.
You do.
You're
doing really well at it.
I'm really enjoying Twitter. I think I've found the social media that I enjoy, because it's just clicked, and I think it's because I don't have to be active, and I don't have to like I just talk to people, and I'm in a couple group chats with photographers and stuff, and
that's cool.
And a lot of the people that I follow are photographers, so I don't really have that like Instagram feel or that Facebook feel of comparing myself to other people and that sort of thing. So it's been really nice. And I just really like the Twitter photography people. Yeah. Like they hype you up so much, but they also will like give you honest feedback. So it's like you'll post a set of photos and they'll go, or you'll post a good one and they'll be like, that's so dope. And you're like, yes.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess I'll segue into the social media thing then. Because I've been doing a bit of a social media detox for 2021. Yeah. Because we're currently 2 weeks into 2021. Yes. And on New Year's Eve, like right before we went into 2021, I deleted Facebook from my phone, and I removed I basically removed all my personal social media from my phone. Yeah. So I can still access it on my computer and stuff, because I do need Facebook for work and stuff still. But just off of my phone. I removed TikTok as well from my phone. Yeah. and I removed Reddit from my phone. So literally the only social media app I have on my phone is Twitter. And I still have Instagram, but only my photography account, which is not very interesting to look at. Because it's just like my discovery is just pictures of gear.
Yeah.
Whereas like my personal Instagram was like memes.
Yeah.
Which I could just scroll through for hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, all I have on my phone is Instagram and Twitter. And even then, only my business stuff. So I very rarely feel the urge to check it. The only one that I check pretty consistently is Twitter. But that's because like I'm actively engaging with people and talking to people and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I really do feel like Twitter has like finally clicked
Right.
in my head.
Yeah.
I never really understood it until I was like, oh, it's like talking to people. Like none of this is permanent is kind of like the vibe. Like obviously it's permanent, but it's like with Instagram, everything feels so set in stone. Like you post a picture and it's like, okay, that's there forever.
Yeah.
Whereas with Twitter, you post something and no one is going to see it after 24 hours.
Oh yeah.
Like it'll still, people can search for it,
But
it's gone, basically.
that's a cool way of looking at it.
Yeah. And it's a really good way to interact with like creators and people that I admire and look up to and that sort of thing as well. So being able to directly interact with them and ask them questions has been really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I've had heaps respond, which is scary, but also very cool. And I'm like hoping that I'm kind of just like sprinkling my name around a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
so that if I ever come into contact with them, they'll be like, oh, why do I recognize that name? And I'll just have that like little foot in the door, you know?
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
But it's been really fun. And the social media detox has been really good. I didn't realize how much I was like reaching for it.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like I have so much time now.
Yeah.
Because I'm not just sitting there on TikTok, just like.
What do you do with all this time?
I make photography challenges. And I re-edit old photos and I make new videos.
Surely there's another preset pack coming out soon.
I think I'm gonna do one a year, maybe two a year.
Yeah. Surely you can. There's something else you could do as well.
Well, I'm thinking I can do like courses and stuff as well, but like that's a lot of effort. And there's heaps of there's not a lot that I can sell, unfortunately. I can do prints and stuff, but I've tried that before and I just like it doesn't really work. I don't enjoy it either. Like it just feels like such a chore to be like, buy my prints.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas I kind of want to be providing more what's the word I'm looking for? Like direct value to people, where like presets are exactly that. Like someone will buy my presets and then they'll go, yep, I can use this immediately and this immediately adds value. But eventually, like in future, I want to start doing stuff like email templates or like planning templates for photo shoots, that sort of thing.
Well, maybe we could look into doing courses and
Yeah.
for the Froe Media website.
That's a good idea because I don't want to do it by myself
No.
either. We can do
It's too much prep to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do a Colin and Samir course.
We could do.
That could be cool.
Colin Samir-esque.
Yeah, not a
Not-
course on Colin and Samir.
These guys are cool. Go watch
Colin
them.
and Samir are two YouTubers based in California. And you should go subscribe to them. Give me money, please.
Thanks for paying me to watch this,
Thank you.
this course. Now go pay them to watch theirs.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I like that. But yeah, there's heaps of stuff that you can do to make money with a platform. Like you can do merch, you can do ad reads, you can do presets, sell packs, sell courses, sell your knowledge. Knowledge. Yeah, but I think that's something I need to figure out once I have that like core base of people, which is what I'm building up now, is that like little community of people that are like genuinely invested in me and what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because like that whole idea of 1,000 true fans.
Yeah.
Like if you have 1,000 people that are genuinely dedicated to you and that genuinely care about what you're doing and want you to succeed, then you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Because they will buy your product and they will spend money on you and they will become your income. Like if 1,000 people buy a $10 product, that's 10 grand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just doing that maths.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So And that's like, what, you release one product a month? That's $10.
10 grand.
That's
What's that?
120 grand a year.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's it. That's more than I've earned in the past 3 years combined.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just leveraging that, and I think that's always something that, also for like this show and for Froe Media and stuff, is like I always want to be providing value, because I think it's so easy to make stuff that people could buy that just doesn't provide value whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like you get all of those courses from YouTubers, particularly like Jake Paul-esque YouTubers or Logan Paul-esque YouTubers that's like, join my club to learn how to be a famous YouTuber. And then it's like all of this really surface level information that you can find on YouTube for free. That's like, make sure you put tags on your videos, title them accurately, have a good thumbnail.
Right.
And not like the actual nitty gritty of it where it's like SEO really matters. Embed your videos into websites. This is free information.
Yeah.
Embed your videos into websites that have articles attached to them that are picked up by Google SEO, which is something that I need to start doing.
Yes.
But I'm going to start doing with my extra free time from no TikTok.
Yeah. What? So you're gonna write articles on your website?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Do like a blog or something?
well, no, my idea is to do, for every video I release, is an accompanying article.
Right.
Yeah. That's my idea.
Wow.
And then with that, like you do a 800 to 1,000 word article alongside. And I'm good at writing, so that's not difficult. That's not like a self-flex. That's just like something that I know I'm capable
you
of
can
doing.
write quickly.
Yeah, I can write really quickly, and it's like,
Like
it's fine. It's not gonna win me a no, like what is it? Oh, what's the one for books?
I have no idea.
Grammys, Tonys, Emmys, Nobel.
Nobel Science.
I don't know. What's the book award? Book award. Like Grammys.
It's
Pulitzer.
Oh, that's
it.
right. Yes.
I couldn't find it, but it just shot into my brain.
Yeah.
Pulitzer Prize. It's not going to win me a Pulitzer Prize.
No.
But it can get me, like I can get by on it.
Right.
And then that, like, Google will index that, and then when people search for that, that'll show up, and then my link will be there. The video's embedded on my website, so it's just like a trickle-down effect sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these YouTubers are going to give really surface-level stuff that you can find for free, and then charge people like $150 or $500 or $1,000 to join their course, so that they can get into this like secret group, like a Discord channel or whatever it is.
Right.
Because they think they'll have a chance of like collaborating with the creator that they've bought the course from,
But
whereas that's just not the case.
yeah.
And then you end up in this like echo chamber of all of these people that have bought this course for the same reason, and then you end up in this like endless cycle of shout out for shout out, follow for follow, sub for sub, rather than like
Actual
content.
collaborating.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even remember how we got here.
Twitter.
Yes. Final point. I always want to be bringing direct value to the people that buy my products. That's my baseline.
Yeah.
Whether that's in the form of a shirt or a sticker or a course or a preset pack. I just never want to sell anything where they don't get anything in return.
Well, that article thing, like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And that brings that quality, like, above and beyond quality, like, no matter what the video is, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's hard. It's definitely hard to find ways to stand out at the moment. It's just slow growth. Everything is about slow growth.
Yeah.
Which is hard for someone like me.
Yes. Yes.
But
you can do it.
yeah, it's all about, like I've been saying this for the past year. It's all about creating a backlog. You just got to have a bunch of content where when one explodes, there's stuff for people to go back to.
Yep.
Yeah. You got anything to add?
No.
Okay.
I think you're doing really well with YouTube.
I hit 150 today.
You did.
Is my exciting milestone.
You did.
I don't know where I'll be in 2.5 weeks, but I hit 150. Maybe I'll be at 146 in 2 weeks, but I hit 150 today.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know, because I'm gonna go back into YouTube.
Yeah.
In a few weeks when I'm back from holidays. And I was talking to you about it. It was like it didn't really click for me when I started, like being in front of a camera.
Yeah.
So now that we mentioned we're talking about this, and I was like, oh, with the courses and stuff, maybe I don't know, maybe I could write courses instead, or something. Well, I'm definitely gonna try YouTube again, see what happens. But,
But like, think about it like this, right? How many times have I tried YouTube before this time?
this is true. Yeah,
Because I've got.
like 2 or 3 times.
We're gonna go back now. Ready?
Oh,
So we've got this
way
attempt.
back.
This one. Well, this
Yeah.
isn't an attempt. This is me doing it.
Yeah.
We've got my last attempt, which was July 2020, where I made one video and then took it down after 2 days because I wasn't proud of it, and then I felt very like dejected.
Yeah.
Then I had my third attempt before that, which was end of 2019, where I posted 6 videos, and then I went to New York and I stopped.
Oh yeah.
Which is one of my biggest regrets because New York videos could have been
That would have been awesome.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And then that's the Frank Mencken channel.
Mm.
And then I had another channel before that, another channel before that, another channel before that. Where am I at now? Hold on. That one. I had another channel before that one, and then I had one more before that. So this is my 8th attempt
Wow. Okay.
at YouTube, not including Froe. So 9th.
9th attempt.
Yeah.
Fair enough then. So I got a few more in me.
You got a few more in you, yeah. And
Yeah, okay.
I don't even know if this one's gonna stick. I'm trying really hard.
Yeah.
But like, at any
It
point,
better
it could all
stick.
come. Yeah, I hope so.
You're getting some momentum now, I think.
I am. I think I'm really hitting my stride. I think of like my sprint.
Yep.
Man, this episode is like this is a good episode.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just in it, and I'm like, this is great. It's all about the sprint, I think, and this is like one of the big things that I live by at the moment. Is this is a sprint phase.
Right.
And I'm gonna talk like sports as someone who doesn't do a lot of sports, but
I'll correct you if you need correcting.
well, no, because this is I've done sprints, so I
yeah.
can talk about this.
Okay.
But you've always got like your sprint phase, right? In every race, you've got the phase right at the start where you want to try to get ahead of as many people as possible before you can get back to pace, and then you can sort everything out again.
Yeah.
And I assume it's similar in like I know it's similar in cycling and racing and cycling and that sort of thing, where you all start in this one big clump,
Yeah.
and then you do your like sprint for a bit,
Yeah.
and then you can get out ahead as far as you can, and then you can get to pace again.
Yeah.
And then you're good. And you can't coast. You can't like.
No.
You can't just chill, but you're not as intense as you were before. And I'm very overtly aware that I'm in a sprint phase at the moment,
Right.
both with this and with my personal and with the company. Is that this is the part where it's just like all in, go hard,
Yeah.
and then once we hit a spot where we've hit our enough, then we can go back to like a consistent pace.
Yeah. I like that actually.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed that, well, looping back to the social media
Yeah.
detox, like I deleted TikTok yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
And I even noticed yesterday. No, I think it was the day before. And then I noticed yesterday. I was like, I need to do something.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's like your creativity comes back.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, where was I going with this? Where did I come from?
Sprint.
Sprint. Yeah. I have no idea where I was going.
I don't know either. You went from sprint to social media detox to yesterday you felt like you had your creativity back.
Yeah. I think I was going to somewhere like we got to do more. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, you keep going. That was that. Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay.
I don't know what happened.
It's okay. You're only on day 2 of your social media detox. It'll come. No, but I get where you're coming from, and I'll talk while you have a little.
Yeah, thanks.
But I totally get where you're coming from in that regard.
Mm.
Because it's been 2 weeks now
Yeah.
since I deleted TikTok and I deleted Facebook and just have my business stuff. And all my business stuff is very creativity based, and I feel like I have 4 times as much creativity as I did, like.
Or
2
what
weeks
about
ago.
like energy as well? Maybe that's where I was going.
I'm not sure about. See, the energy thing is hard for me because I've also started exercising, and I've built up a lot of much better habits throughout the end of last year. So I don't know if it's a social media thing or if it's because I've been exercising like 2 to 3 times a day.
Insane.
Well, no, it's not like I'm not. Okay, I should clarify that point. I'm not doing a full on crazy like I'm going for a run, like a 3K run in the morning, and then I'm climbing at night. Like, it's 2 very different types of exercise. I'm not doing like a 4-hour powerlifting session in the morning and then like a 6-hour marathon at night.
6-hour marathon.
I don't know. How
Is
long
that fast?
I don't know. I think a marathon is usually 6 now.
No. Yeah, that's not fast.
No.
Sub 3-hour marathon is quick.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, so very aware that both of us are in this sprint phase of our lives, particularly because we're young, as well as that, as well as everything else. But also, like, we're trying to build this massive thing.
Yes.
And that takes energy, and that takes commitment, and it's just like this sprint at the start, and then we can sort it out. But, and this is what I was listening to on my run this morning. I was listening to a podcast I was listening to the Ground Up Show.
Yeah.
Obviously. And I was listening to it, and they were talking about how when is enough was kind of their big thing, and their whole thing was they were in this sprint for so long that they couldn't acknowledge when enough was.
Right.
And when to pull back. And this is one of the things that I'm trying to put in place now, is this idea of like, I have non-negotiables, and then I have everything else on top of that.
Right.
So my non-negotiables now are I have to climb at least 5 times a week.
Yep.
And I have to go for a run in the morning.
Yep.
Those are my non-negotiables. And I don't want to work past like 6 p.m.
Yep.
Unless it's like a passion project or something like that. But
yep.
those are my non-negotiables. And then it's like, okay, well, I have to fit everything else around that.
Yeah.
So it's rather than it's just a change in mindset between I have all this work, how am I going to fit everything else that makes me happy around that? Instead of doing that, it's I have these things that make me happy.
Yep.
How am I going to fit everything else that I want to do within those boundaries?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with like us editing the podcast, right? You will fill the amount of time that you allot to something. So if I set an hour for us to edit the podcast, it'll get done.
Oh, yeah.
If we set 4 hours to edit the podcast, it'll get done
Yeah.
in 4 hours.
Yes.
Like your ability to complete something expands into the time that you set for it. So it's just all of these little habit changes that like you really need to put into place.
Yeah.
Like, yes, we're in this sprint, and yes, we're in this really intense part of building this empire. But also, like, you know, you got to take care of yourself, and you got to take care of your health, and not get burnt out. So it's a crazy little balancing act.
Yes.
That we're doing. But I really like that analogy of the sprint and going hard for as long as you can, and then going, okay, this is enough. I'm happy here. My enough is 10K on YouTube. That's my point where I'm like, okay, I'm still sprinting, but I can start pulling back slightly.
Right.
My actual enough would be like 100K on YouTube. Well, 50 is like my point where I'm like, okay, I can make money with this now.
Yes.
As long as I'm getting like 10 to 50,000 views on YouTube. And this is an opinion, but it's also an opinion that's shared by many other creators.
Yeah.
Is that 10 to 50,000 views consistently per video on YouTube is enough to make you a livable income.
That's cool.
Not just from ad revenue, but also from merch, selling courses and just being aware of all of this stuff and sponsorships and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's the point where you can go, okay, this is enough. So 10 to 50,000 views consistently for me that's my enough.
Yeah.
And like we've set that monetary goal as well for Froe Media.
Yes.
We've set our this is enough goal where we're putting money back into the business, but also we're able to take a salary from it. It's just all of these things that you need to think about. And I'm trying to think about it now
Yeah.
before we get to a point where we're too bogged down that we can't.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 2021 is going to be a bit of a slog.
Big old sprint year.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. And I think 2022 will be as well. But
Probably. Yeah.
23?
Maybe we can slow down.
We can jog.
Well, we'll still be young.
Yeah.
I was
we'll
going to
be
say
like
our
12.
age, but I don't know if we
We'll be 12.
we want
I
to
think
say
I'm going to do a
age.
birthday video for me this year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
With your actual age?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Stay tuned.
I think that'll be fun.
That's very soon.
Will that be... Yeah, it's so soon. When is this episode coming out? Hold on. What's the date that this episode's coming out?
Oh, this will come out the Monday before your... I just gave it
18th?
away.
That's okay. Yeah, this is the Monday before my birthday.
Yeah.
My birthday is the next episode.
Yeah.
The day the next episode comes out is my birthday.
There you go.
So I won't reply to any comments. Sorry. Maybe afterwards.
on the next day, Tuesday.
I think I'm working.
Well, Thursday we'll reply to comments.
Oh man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a birthday video. But that was like my. These are all the realizations I had on my run this morning while I was like.
Yeah.
Actually, I do want to I want
Yes.
to talk about that for a second
Yes.
because I feel like running has finally clicked for me.
You're not running very far though.
No, I'm not yet, but I have always hated running, and I don't hate it anymore.
Why don't you hate it?
Because I'm using it as I'm listening to podcasts now while I run instead of music.
Right.
And that's like something's clicking in my brain.
Right.
And then I get all these ideas while I'm running.
Ah.
Whereas before I was just like, I just had music
Yeah.
and my brain just like drowns everything out. And then I'm just like bored the whole time.
Right.
That was like my main thing was I was like, this sucks.
Yeah. This is boring.
Yeah. Whereas now I'm like listening to podcasts and I'm getting all these ideas and I feel like it's like creative time. Like I get,
That's cool.
Like I'm just like free from everything else and I just have a podcast and I'm just running and then I like have all these ideas. It's like tick, 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 tick. Which is really cool. But I think I'm gonna have to start upping my distance soon.
Do you have a goal?
Not really.
No.
My goal is to run. So my goal is to run like almost every day.
Right. Surely you need a goal to like run 10K in under this time or something.
See, I don't like that because I don't want to use running for that, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like I don't want running because that's what climbing is for me. Climbing is my goal setting.
True.
I kind of want running to just be like
Just every
time
day.
for me to listen to podcasts and
Oh,
like,
well, then, yeah.
I don't want to make it too competitive for myself.
Right.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to start upping my distance soon. I need my legs to. My cardio is fine. It's just my
Your
legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like my legs just aren't strong enough. I just get I get like 3/4 of the way, and my legs are like aha. Ooh.
Stop.
But I've been using Matt Diavella's 2-day rule. Have I told you about this?
No.
This is like the rule, and this is what I've started using end of last year, start of this year, and it's worked so well for me.
Yeah.
So well, yeah. It's a 2-day rule.
Right.
So basically, any habit that you form,
Yeah.
you are going to falter, and you are going to be like, I don't want to do it today,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But the 2-day rule means that you can take 1 day off,
Yeah.
but that second day, you have to go back,
Right.
no matter what. And if you set that to yourself, and you go, all right, today I can take today off without any repercussions. I don't have to feel bad about it, or because you beat yourself up so much.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah.
But if you take the 2-day
That
rule,
hurt.
you go, okay, today is my day off, but I will go back tomorrow. And that's really worked in my head.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
It's really, really
I'm gonna
good.
start doing that.
Yeah. And it's what like I've been doing with climbing,
Yeah.
and that's worked.
Yeah.
And now I like really want to be there every day. Like if I'm not there for a day, something feels wrong.
Right.
And that's what I'm having. Is slowly coming in now with running. I'm only like a week in.
Yeah.
But I've taken 1 day off,
And you're like,
and now I'm like, okay, I'm sore, but like
I want to run.
I want to run.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2-day rule. It's really, really good. Would really recommend the 2-day rule.
I will.
It has been my lifesaver.
Yeah.
We have like maybe 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a slightly longer episode. We've done
This
well.
will, yeah.
Go us.
Talking a lot. You've been smashing out heaps of this good information.
There's some wisdom in this
It's been a
episode.
great episode.
I've been dropping some nugs.
It's just some nugs of wisdom.
Some nugs of wisdom from all the things I've learned.
It's so good.
But this is what running has done to my brain.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like this is because I've been listening to so many podcasts and like having
True.
thoughts.
So you can just, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
You talk about your big development.
Big development as of last week? No. What's today?
It is.
Early this week.
Yeah.
Monday. I've finished building my studio. Well, there's always improvements, but my little home studio is done. I've had it for a while now, but we pretty much took everything out, got rid of this big corner desk that is now here,
Yes.
which might be used for our new studio.
Maybe if you want it. Do you want it?
I mean, I'm happy to use it, yeah. It's pretty big.
We can cut it.
I don't really want to cut it. It's kind of weirdly...
Oh, okay.
I don't know
I
if we
don't
will be
remember
able
what
to
it
cut
looks
it.
like. So.
Anyway, took that out because that wasn't great for mixing, having it in the corner, and put in this really, really nice desk. At the end, it's nice and deep, so I can have heaps of stuff on it, and it sits like in the width of the room, and so there's so much more room in there. And I got a couch behind me, and now I got a TV mounted on the wall, so I can put a monitor under it.
I'm so excited. I still haven't seen it.
You need to come
Like
see
I've seen
it.
a video, but
Yeah.
like, I want to.
So I got my laptop on my desk, and then I'm going to get a monitor to sit just in front of it, and then I got a TV on the wall.
Actually, you know what you should get?
Mm.
I probably won't be able to find it very easily, but I saw this thing, and it was a USB-C hub,
Oh,
and it was like $150.
yeah.
But it has SD, micro SD, 3 USB 3.0, 2 USB 2.0,
Oh,
HDMI out,
yeah.
display port out, and a bunch like a headphone jack, everything, heaps of stuff.
I should get that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I need one
Yeah.
because I'm running out of ports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how quickly you run out of ports and like power plugs.
Yeah, I've got an 8,
Yeah.
I have an-
and that's full.
and that's full.
And I can see a plug sitting there waiting to be plugged in.
Yeah, one has to get unplugged for lighting for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same with, like with me, power was a big thing as well. I have 3 power boards.
Yeah.
And like 2 are mounted under the desk. But it's like, it's nicely, I got to do proper wire routing, but it's set up so that that'll be easy. And it's just so
You
nice.
should do a studio tour video.
I think I will.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a new interface, and then I think I will do
Awesome.
Mm.
I'm keen. I'll have to come visit this week somewhere
that. You will. It's pretty lights.
before you go.
Yes,
Yeah,
you will.
I will. All right. Do you want to finish up?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode of The Froe Show. We hope you've enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed this
Yes,
episode.
I enjoyed it too.
This is a fun episode.
I feel so much wiser from listening to Froe.
I feel lighter. All right. Thank you so much. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/The Froe Show. If you want to check out the After Froe Show. And check us out on social media. Joe, where can they find us on social media?
Instagram at the Froe Media. No,
No.
at Froe Media on
Yep.
Instagram, and on Twitter at the Froe Media.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week on my birthday.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.